Hi everyone, today we're going to be making Minecraft creepers with perler beads, or you can use Hama beads, and we're also going to be going over, most importantly, the best method for ironing your perler beads. Alright, first you're going to have your perler beads, of course, and I have 3 different colors of green for this creeper, and then my blacks. You're also going to need your pegboards. You can use either size. Today I'm going to be using the small yellow one, but you can also use the bigger one. Instead of the paper they give you, I like to use parchment paper. It has no creases in it, and you're going to see that if you try to iron something bigger than the little blocks you'll see in the paper they give you, it'll iron the crease into what you're ironing. So you can avoid this with your parchment paper. You'll need scissors to cut your masking tape. I like to get the thick masking tape. If you happen to just have the skinnier masking tape, that'll work fine. It's just going to be a little bit more annoying because you have to do more strips, but it'll work just fine. Then you'll have your needle, and this is how you're going to use your needle. Later on in the video I'll show you how to do this, but you're going to need the needle just to punch holes in the back of every bead on the back of the masking tape. Alright, so I have my perler beads set out to the side, the ones I'm going to be using today. First I'm going to start by putting each corner piece of the creeper onto the pegboard. So your creeper is going to be a 10 by 10. So I'm just counting out 10 down to put my corners on there. This just makes it easier when you go back to fill in your colors. Alright, we're going to go ahead and start out and do your first top 2 rows. And there's no pattern to this, you're just filling in random green perler beads. Throughout this video I will say perler beads, but Hama beads or any other kind of fuse beads will work just fine. They work the same way, but I'm using perlers, so that's probably what I'll be saying. I usually put no more than 2, sometimes I'll do 3 the same color beside each other, but you really just want it to be random, just like the creepers in Minecraft. And once I have my top 2 random rows of green, I'll go ahead and fill in all of the blacks that I'll need. So I'm doing one of the eyes right now, and then I'll fill in the other eye. You'll have 20 black perler beads total, and then you're going to need 80 random green ones. Right now I'm just filling in the mouth of the creeper. Okay, so that's all the blacks you're going to need for this creeper. Once you have all those filled in, it just makes it really easy. Now you can fill in all of your other greens just randomly to make your cube that's 10 by 10. Alright, once you fill in all the greens, we're ready to do the masking tape method, and this starts how you're going to iron other perler beads as well. Alright, so you're going to cut your masking tape strip a little bit wider than the creeper is. Now we're going to go ahead and gently place on your creeper. Try to pull your tape tight so there's no creases in it. Also just be careful because you can't really pull up your tape after you've already stuck it down. So press down on the beads, and then I like to press down the side so it's not curling up and in my way when I go to put this second layer of tape on there. Alright, so I'll cut another strip about the same length. And normally I try not to double up my tape as much as I can, just because you'll see in a minute how it's going to be hard for you to punch your needle through it. But with this creeper, it's just the size where you're going to have to do it a little bit with this size masking tape. But normally, try not to overlap it very much at all, and it'll just make it easier for you. I'm going to get my masking tape, and I'm going to use this to press down and roll over my tape, and this will make the perler beads stick onto the tape really well. You still might have one or two perler beads that won't stick on well, but it'll be fine. You can just get your tweezers if one doesn't stick and then just put it back in its place. Alright, there's all your perler beads stuck to the masking tape. Alright, now you're going to want to check to see if any of them are out of line. Some on the sides might be out of line a little bit, and you're going to want to fix this because when you go to iron, it'll be really noticeable when you iron them that it's sticking out. So just get your tweezers, you can use your fingers to pull off the tape and then put it back in its place to make it line up with the other ones. Alright, now it appears that all of them are lined up pretty well. So I just like to trim off the edges of the tape just to get it out of my way. Alright, now you're going to get your needle, and we're going to start poking a hole into every single bead from the back side. Again, you're going to be doing this to make sure it irons nicely. If you don't do this, I've actually tried it before because I didn't believe that it would mess it up that bad, but if you don't punch the holes in the back, air will get trapped inside of the bead, and then it looks like it almost explodes when too much air gets in there, and it just really makes it look horrible. You also do really need to punch a hole in every single bead, because if you don't, it'll still mess it up. I've tried doing every other one and it's just as bad. So I now have all holes punched in the back, and I'm ready to iron my creeper. So I've cut out a piece of parchment paper a little bit bigger than my creeper. So I have my iron setting on between polyester and the rayon wool setting, and I'm normally going to hold it onto my iron for about 10 to 20 seconds. I'll usually check it at 10 seconds to see how the holes are closing up. Alright, so we're going to check it, and it doesn't look to me like they're closed up very much at all, so we're going to iron it a little bit more. Try to keep your creeper, whatever you're ironing, right in the middle of the iron so it's getting equal amount of heat all over whatever you're ironing. This will just keep it to be smooth and will prevent the sides from being melted down more than other sides. Alright, so we're going to look at it now, and it appears to me that all the holes are closed up very nicely. Alright, I've let it cool for about 10 to 20 seconds, and now I can peel off the parchment paper. You don't want to do this right away because it'll peel up the sides where it's still a little bit melted, and then it'll dry that way, so it'll mess it up. So I've now let it set under a book, holding it flat down for about 30 minutes before I want to peel the masking tape off. If you don't do this, your creeper, whatever you're ironing, will curl up. So we don't want it to do that. So now you can peel your tape off, and there's your creeper. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope this tutorial was helpful. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe for other perler videos, and also I'll be doing some do-it-yourself videos for fun crafts.